Ross, thank you. Nearly 250 overdose calls in Wichita so far in 2021, and it's a trend alarming to police as well as families across Wichita.
Tonight, Caroline Elliott talks to the Holland Pathways Addiction Treatment Center to find out what's behind the spike. Her story is new at 10.
Recovery centers across Wichita.
We've definitely seen an uptick.
Watched the coronavirus pandemic lead to a drug epidemic.
One of my resources in the community with local law enforcement has told us recently that in a 2-week time frame, every bust they had, no matter what the substance was, whether it was a fentanyl bust or meth or another opiate or Xanax, everything tested positive for fentanyl. So what that means is folks that are buying stuff off the streets, they're essentially getting fentanyl and not knowing it, which can be extremely dangerous.
Recovery centers are on the front lines of a fentanyl crisis, and the epidemic is concentrated in Wichita and other cities across the Midwest.
Straight line that Wichita has in conjunction with our southern border has led to an increase in fentanyl being introduced into the United States, into the Wichita area. With that, we've seen an uptick.
The uptick is evident in the data so far this year. Wichita police have responded to nearly 250 overdose calls in 2021.
The director of One Day at a Time, faith-based sober living, and we recently had a client overdose and die. Fentanyl, opioids, all those types of things. It's an epidemic.
Wichita police have investigated 4 possible drug overdoses in the last week alone and say street drugs should be considered unsafe because of the chance it contains fentanyl. Now, if you are struggling with addiction, there are resources available right here.